and we are going to get snappy wrapping this up so that we can get you out of there and out of here today and enjoying some sunshine. It is my great privilege to introduce to you I'm calling her a little pistol because she's a tiny little powerful punch, this girl. Her name is Alina Cialetti. She's a junior at Ashland University in Ohio. Her dad works here at Oracle for many years. She is curious, fearless, really fearless, you're going to find out in a minute. And she is a kart racer. She's raced at tracks, legendary tracks like Daytona in Florida, going 126 miles an hour, 4 inches off the ground. She's even crashed into walls. She's jumped out of airplanes. She's kind of scary. So, Alina, why don't you come on up and tell your story, and then we're going to get back together in a minute.
Hello, everyone. This is Danica. She used to race in IndyCar, but now, well done. Okay, can everyone hear me? All right, here we go. This is Danica Patrick. She used to race in IndyCar, but last season she moved over to NASCAR. You may also know her by her sponsor, GoDaddy. She's on TV all the time on her GoDaddy commercials. I had the privilege to meet Danica for the very first time when I was about 14 years old, and I met her at a race in Cleveland, Ohio. Now at that time, I loved racing, but the racing that I watched was all males. I had no idea that there were any female drivers. So she's really became a role model for me and has really opened the door to women in racing. She was not only so nice to me, she was the nicest driver ever, but she's talented. She was the first woman race car driver to win a major race, and she did so in 2008. I first got into racing when I was about 8 years old. My dad was watching a race on TV, and I walked in and sat down. I saw these really weirdly shaped cars, and they're really colorful too, and they were flying across the screen. All of a sudden, one car crashed into a second car, which crashed into a third car, which then crashed into a fourth car. Pieces and parts from these cars were flying everywhere. There was smoke billowing, these cars were spinning, hitting the walls. It was mass chaos. After all the chaos ended, I looked at my dad and I said, "That was awesome." So every single Sunday after that, I would sit down on the couch and watch these races, praying that I would see another crash because they were so awesome. Little did I know, doing that, I was learning about racing. I was learning the lingo, and I was learning the technology. So when I met Danica Patrick, I thought, you know what? Danica's doing this. She's a woman. I want to do that. That looks so much fun. So I approached my dad when I was about 15, and I said, "Hey Dad, can I race? I want to try it. It looks a lot of fun." So he said, "I'll see what I can do." Last month, I raced at Daytona International Speedway, which is located in Daytona Beach, Florida. I had the time of my life on that track. It's known as a super speedway because of how fast the speeds are there. It has the most popular races. A week after I raced there, there was a race on that exact same track called the 24 Hours at Daytona. So for 24 hours, there were cars racing on that track, and they never got a break. In a couple weeks coming up will be the Daytona 500. That's where NASCAR races. And Danica Patrick will be on that track racing. I use so much technology in racing, and it's all in my steering wheel. It tells me all these different numbers as I'm going along the track. So I'm watching these numbers and figuring out where they're at each certain point on the track. So when I get off the track, I go to my team and I tell them these numbers that were shown on the technology on my steering wheel. They're able to take those numbers, compute them, and make little changes on the car. so that the numbers change a little bit, and so when I go back out there, I'm a little bit faster. There's also a bunch of little lights on my steering wheel, and those are bad. That means there's something wrong with the cart if any of those lights go on. So, I've been able to take a ton of things from racing and bring them into the classroom. One of those things is mental focus. Racing requires so much mental focus. It brings me to another place when I put on that helmet and flip down the visor. So when I get in the classroom, I'm able to use that mental focus and focus on my assignments, focus on my papers, and focus on any research that I'm doing. Another thing is determination. When you're racing, you have to be determined. If you want to win, you got to go for it. Lay it all out on the table. So I bring that into school, and I'm determined to be good at what I do. Another thing is teamwork. That is probably the most important thing in racing, because I would not be where I am now if I did not have my team behind me to motivate me, help me out on the track, or help me fix my car. So I bring that teamwork into the classroom, and I work on assignments, or research, or any papers. I go to Ashland University in Ashland, Ohio. It's a really small city, halfway between Cleveland and Columbus. There, I major in exercise science. Exercise science is the study of the human body and how it works and why it works. It's the natural way. That means without steroids, without supplements, without using any of that extra illegal stuff. It's the natural way to change human genes so that your body is healthier and the human body can thrive more. I have 3 minors. One of them is coaching. So I motivate people. I help them find a goal, set a goal, and make sure that they reach that goal. Another one of my minors is psychology, which is the study of the brain. Psychology is so important in exercise science because you can eat as healthy as you want, you can work out as much as you want, but if you're negative and you're just not there and you're stressed out, you will never be healthy. My 3rd minor is nutrition, and everybody knows you gotta eat healthy if you want to be healthy. You can work out as much as you want in the gym, but if you go home and you eat really bad foods, you'll never get healthy. So all 3 of those minors use technology. We would never be able to learn about what all 3 of my minors can do if we didn't have technology. This is a picture of my human performance laboratory on campus. I'm there almost daily because there's so much technology in there that I use to move exercise science forward. One of the points I want you all to take away is to follow your passion. Whatever it may be, find it and follow it and keep up with it, because in the future, that's going to make you happy and you'll be more successful because you'll be doing something that you love. I personally love sports. I thrive off sports. I love the competition. I love the feeling that you get of succeeding. So, exercise science revolves around that. So, that is my passion. So follow your passion. If you're not sure what you're passionate about, that's fine. You have time. Think about it. And when you find that passion, you'll know. It'll click right away. So when you find it, follow it, and keep going with it. Exercise science has the word science in it because of all the technology that we use. That's a picture of one of the machines that are in my human performance laboratory. Science is in the name because of the technology. If we didn't have technology, it would be called exercise tradition, which means what your parents have learned and know about exercise is completely different nowadays. And what we're learning now, and what I'm learning now, will be different in the future. That may seem bad, but that is a great thing, because that means technology is moving exercise science forward, and that is so important to be constantly improving and learning what your body needs and what your body thrives off of. Another point I want you all to take away is that if you're into engineering, that is so cool. That's awesome. That's great that you love engineering. Follow that passion and keep going with it and don't give up. But if you're not too sure about engineering, that's totally fine. Because technology is everywhere, not just in engineering. So find your passion. My passion was exercise science, and there's so much technology that I use. So in the future, whatever major you get into, there's technology that is moving that forward. So figure out what kind of technology that it uses. I use computer science. So get into that technology and help move it forward, because we need women using technology and improving technology. I've spent a couple months preparing for my speech, and I've learned a lot from this. I've learned so much about technology, and I had no idea how much I actually use in my daily life and how much I actually use in exercise science. In the future, I want to help as many people as possible. I want to help them lead healthier lives. My ultimate goal is to help corporations and help their employees be as healthy as possible. So with the help of technology, I'll be able to do that. Thank you.
Nice job. We have time for 1 or 2 questions from the audience, and we've got some mics. Anybody want to ask Alina any question? Okay, we've got somebody right here.
I'm Devin Furtado, and I'm from Pacific Coast Charter School. I was wondering, you said you're a racer. Could you name some of the tracks that you've been on, and if you've been to any tracks outside the country?
I have not been outside the country yet. Mostly I stick around in Ohio and I race around there. Mid-Ohio, that's one of the most popular race tracks there. I race on smaller tracks also around there, but Daytona would be the biggest one I've ever raced on.
One more? Okay, right over here.
I'm Naomi Hawkins. Do you get to design your own car?
No, I don't. That'd be awesome. You could pick the color of your car and put some cool stickers on there, but there are a ton of rules that everyone has to be the same because no one can have an advantage. So I can't design what my car looks like, but physically, but I can control the color of it. That's pretty much it.
All right. Thank you, Alina.